52 subscribers, huh? Really? Well, that's enough then. Goodbye. I did not even. I should probably make. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty better. Hi everyone. So we're not starting yet, right? But pretty close actually. We just okay. I'll have this still in the center while I prepare the stuff. I didn't even change the title properly. Oh yeah, it's still PHP. Hell no. Just programming and so on. I'm rich. Yeah, that's yeah. What's up, man? I am not a man, actually. You are forgiven because on that screen it's already written, but I go by other pronouns that he, him, which implies I'm not strictly a guy, and I am not. Even though I might sound like one, I'm not. So yes, I'm over, and I'm not a guy. And if you mind that, well, I don't care. Where am I from? The place I'm in. The place I'm in. It does not matter where I'm from. I'm here, and that's good. Doesn't really matter who I am or where I'm from. Doesn't change what I'm about to program, does it? And before you try to answer, no, it doesn't matter. Oh, someone liked one of my posts. Matt, thank you, Matt, for liking my post about Cloudea used by the US government. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me post that I'm live. I need a link. It's still annoying to get. Why is there a share button? Oh, copy. Oh, is that the button I've been looking for all along? It is not. That is. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be. Okay. Oh, share. Oh god. There's the button. Welp. Red circle. And paste. I need to remove the it's not day 5, it's day 6. God damn it. It's fine. Let me change that quickly. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Alright. Let me start touch portal so I can. Oh yeah, I need to spawn. With app images and touch portal like this. Right. Does that work? It does work. Okay. I need to grab my I'm gonna need to grab my phone as well. There we go. Just so you know, I have no idea how to say your name. Ridden? I don't know. Yeah, Ridden. I don't know. Y4O. I think that part is simple to say. I don't like that kind of questions. It doesn't matter where I'm from. And in fact, if you cared about that, it's something very instant information that I don't really hide. It's pretty simple to get. So if you want to know where I'm from, stalk me. Feel free to. It's very simple to know. Like you just scroll through my blue sky. I didn't put my blue sky on my YouTube, did I? At least not in my description. Wait. It's possible. Yep. Is it generated with? There we go. And let me just paste the blue sky. There we go. Funny that they let me keep my mova.dev handle even though I don't own that domain anymore. It's no one's really, but still. It's funny. Okay. Gonna add Odin to the tags because I'm doing a lot of Odin. There we go. Okay. A second, I need to grab some things. Pretty obvious that I'm in just pantyhose, but that's fine. Not pantyhose, just tights with my underwear under it. It's fine. Don't know where my cat ears are though. I don't see them. They should be lying around here, but I do not see them lying around here. And that's kind of annoying. They're not even mine. I'm following. Oh fuck. What a shame. I almost fell in the garbage. Where are my headphones? I suppose I can just plug those in. Is it go? Okay. The fuck? Okay. Yep. Okay. I think the was left. There we go. Alrighty. Is my encoder fucking me with me? Fucking me with me, yeah, sure. Oh no, it's good. No drop frame yet. That's surprising. Okay. So that's good. Alright. Do I put mascara on before we start? I can, so maybe I should. God, that's way too much, bro. Okay, there we go. Wow. God, what the hell? There you go. Yeah, okay. Why? Like some little hair are making it in my eye, and that's... Okay, yeah. Sure. And... more here, maybe let me repeat that. Okay. Okay. It's subtle, but I like it. Okay, so that's on the side. I definitely need to lower that. Okay. Amazing. So, hello everyone, my name is Mova. Oh, amazing. Hello everyone, I'm Mova. Nice to meet all of you. I think there are some people on the stream right now. Not much, but there are. So that's pretty cool. So, okay, actually I'm not done preparing. I forgot one, shut up, I forgot one teensy little thing. I just need to put on my Stream Deck. Sadly, it's not a Libre solution, but when I mean connection failed, what do you mean? Just try again. And there we go. Just needed to try again. There we go. Can you rotate? Yeah, you can. Right, put that right here. Amazing. Okay. So I'm just gonna need to pop out the chat. Pop out. And then do this. Make it into this little teensy tiny window. Amazing, maybe slightly smaller. That's too small, okay. Every time it's too small. Just like I'm not gonna make that broke. And Control F, there you go. Amazing. Okay. I was working on it and I was like, well, maybe I can stream a bit of it. Boom, I was working on EP configuration. Yeah, I was implementing the simplest thing for now. I was implementing like the ensure config function, which ensures that there is a config file, or if not, prompt it. And for that, I had to extract out of the thing that prompts you if you're using sudo or do as the thing that prompts you, not if you're using it, but instead if you need to use it, like if your prefix is in USR local, for instance, right? And if your repository, I don't know, /var/repo, something like that, you know. Yep. So I'm using context.home, right? Okay. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna have little temporary file things as well. Actually, not. I don't know if temporary is the right. Yeah, temporary actually. So we're gonna also have a temporary repos path. Right, so repos path, which can be i.f. Which is gonna be %s/repos. It's gonna be the default repos, right? And the default prefix is actually going to be USR local. The thing is, I want actually the default to be what's in the environment variable repos and prefix respectively. That's the thing. So I need to get them before that. So maybe I should do like get env. So os.getEnv like that, or s.lookup env like that. So yeah, if repos, okay, os.lookup and not like that, but like that. And I'm going to capitalize it to emphasize that this is the environment variable. I'm going to do repos, and I'm going to allocate it into context. I don't think I must mention it, but I'm going to verify that very quickly. I'm going to do grep lookup env right into repos odin 4. Sorry, I expanded. That's my fault. I should probably append colon, just like that. Env. There is alloc and buff. I want to. I suppose I would be fine to buffer it, but I'm going to allocate it, and I must mention the allocator because, yeah, that makes sense, right? Because it's like that. It makes sense. Okay, I understand why it's like that. There is no problem with that, really. I need to do that, and I'm going to do context dot allocator. Right, just like that. So if it was found, we need to defer its deletion. That's very important. Very, very important. Defer delete. Repos. And actually, no, it's not even gonna be that. Actually, I need to do it differently than that. I can't do a one if like that. I don't think I can, at least easily, for what I'm going for. But I can do that. And if not, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to do repo. I'm going to do repos path, because it's not going to be only that. It's going to be the repos path in general. So if this is not okay, it's fine. We're going to just default do repos path is equal to fmc.a print f percentage s slash repos, which is the default one. And here we're gonna take the home, context home. So also off camera, I switched the environment that was called the EP to an actual context because it actually is not growing, it is kind of static, right? So we can just add stuff here and that's fine. So it's just a context, right? It's a context. Dot home. Yep, so that's pretty much it, right? Of course it must be set when we're going to use those configuration things. It's implied that home must be set. Of course it's easy to get, but it's implied. So I'm going to I have to remember that, because if I don't, it's going to fuck up in the most annoying ways. Like it's going to define this path, which is a valid path in Unix, as the repos directory, which we don't really want. That's not what we want for that, and we want to, in both cases, defer it's the allocation, because by default aprintf will use allocator and the default allocator in this case. So we're just gonna defer delete the deletion of repos path in both cases. And that's pretty cool. We know in both cases it's allocated and we need to free it. Right. I could use the temporal allocator, but the thing I don't like about Odin that really bothers me is that this is so long. It's okay to be verbose, but it's just very long. And at this point, if I add allocator is equal to context dot allocator, this is just becoming unnervingly huge. Like, and then I actually have to do temp allocator, so like rather like 100 characters. Like, I don't really like that. And again, that's not counting that those actually look like they're 8 characters, right? So in all actuality, that's where we are. We are at 100. Like, this is a bit much. Bit much. Yeah. So we're not gonna do that, right? We're gonna do that differently. So yeah, I guess I could. That's the thing. I could. Nothing is stopping me from doing that anyway. I could just use the temporal allocator, but the temporal allocator in Odin is also like growing, and I don't know. It's not like its own thing, which I don't really like. I might implement like what I think is a proper size temporal allocator in Odin, which is very simple to do and can still be an allocator, and we can even make it the temporal allocator, right? So nothing wrong here. Same for the prefix. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna, instead of repos, we're gonna do prefix. However, most people actually want the prefix to be different, right? So that's prefix path. Personally, I like my prefix to be in .local, but actually I think most people might want it into /usr/local, actually, weirdly enough. I'm also gonna include training slash here and context home here as well, right? And of course we have to defer the deletion of both. What did it mean? Defer delete repos path, boom. And I forgot here that here it shouldn't be that, it should be prefix. And actually I don't need that here. So we have a case where we don't need defer to make the defer. That's interesting. Fuck. Also, okay already exists here. It also exists here, like I'm shadowing it like crazy. I don't like that. So instead we're gonna do prefix path, repos path, string. There we go. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that. Just like that, and then we're gonna do that. But here it's kind of annoying. I could clone it so it is deletable, but that seems a bit weird to do that. And also I don't like that it's shadowing this okay here, because if I'm not careful I might return the wrong boolean, right? So Maybe they should be unnamed, actually. Like, in all actuality, I think they shouldn't be named. So that avoids that, and I can get rid of that here, and at the end, I just write true, and here I just write true, and there we go. We avoid shadowing like crazy, which is good, because shadowing can be not very great. In this case, we also have to make, okay, a boolean, so let's actually make it, let's just not initialize it and leave it to Odin to initialize it properly. It won't probably initialize as false, right, because 0 initializes everything. We could do something very interesting, which is this. So you don't know, in Odin, this is actually more, so we might have seen that in foreign declaration, where for example you have a foreign. I don't remember the syntax exactly, maybe we can look it up in the vendors, vendor, like this, and I can look at, I don't know, for example, curl, or no, not curl, never, curl, and curl.odin. Why did they do that? Why did they do grep like a fucking moron? A dummy dum dum. I'm a dummy dum dum. And sometimes that's okay. Boom, boom. Excuse me, what the fuck? Oh yeah, makes sense actually. That's fine, let's just do E. Okay. That's the foreign imports, but I want the foreign declarations, and they're not here, that's okay. What do you like, POSIX? No. What about curl? Is there like curl proc? No, there is not. Is it really not in curl? Like foreign? I said foreign, foreign lib. Yes, it's right there. Okay. So you defined them like that, and this. So you might have seen that in Odin before, but it actually means something else, which is rather interesting. I don't really like it, to be frank, but whatever, it's Odin. It's really great, like, I love it, but I also, it's a bit weird sometimes. If I look at this, so something you need to understand about literals in Odin, any literal, true, false, nil, string literals, and number literals, not struct literals of course, but all of those literals are called untyped literal, because you have multiple types of booleans. You have booleans on 8 bytes, like regular booleans, booleans on 16, booleans on 32 bytes, usually for alignment, right? Nil is untyped because you have different kinds of nil. You have nil pointers, you have nil union, you have nil other things I'm not thinking about right now, nil slices, right? And this is also something, it's untyped, undefined. And it's actually used when you want to initialize a variable with a type, but leave its memory uninitialized. By default, Odin, when you do that, will initialize it with something, and usually, actually in every case, it's 0 initializing, even if it's a huge struct, which sometimes you may not want. And if you have like an enormous, ginormous struct, like for instance, you have a giant fucking struct, my struct, called your mom. I know that's not funny, okay? And you can just do that if you don't want to 0 initialize all of its fields, and then you can individually initialize its fields, right? But if you don't want, if you don't mind the garbage, you can do that pretty easily. But let's not do that. I mean, the byte of garbage in the boolean isn't gonna do anything, but still. Fuck. Because we do prefix last, okay, it's still gonna be the right value, so we can actually leave it like that, it's fine. It's very much fine. So this is a 4, so yeah. Let's do that, and you are going to be repos first, very important, so repos. What the fuck? Like, what did you do? What did you do, Gekko? What did you do, Gekko? Why? What the fuck? I don't understand. I said I. My god. Repose path. And then prefix path. Go, and we of course defer installation as well, because it's allocated on the heap allocator, on the OS heap allocator, importantly, right? So config. And I just do that. I don't know if it's how you use OS.write. I'm going to take a look. So we're gonna do audin for OS, and it's in file, I think. Right. There we go. It actually takes bytes, which, you know what, is pretty simple. I think we have to transmute a string for that. So transmute. Yeah, you have to do that. Okay, no problem. So, by the way, there is a difference in Audin between transmutation and casting. Essentially, casting might transform the data. Transmutation, no. It transmutes it. I think that's the idea, but I'm not sure. Can I actually look up that? Transmute operator. Type conversion, yeah. The expression TV converts, yeah, so that's another type, right, that exists. The value V to the type T, or with inference like that. And like C assignments between values of different types require an explicit conversion. Yes. Then you have cast. The cast operator can also be used to do the same thing. It's used in some context but has the same semantic meaning. The transmute operator is a bit cast conversion between two types of the same size. Essentially, you... I'm going to explain that in a second. I'm just finishing my explanation. Essential transmutation is just saying treat this. It's like essentially if you have a U64. So let's say I, or maybe you, a U64, right? So it's an unsigned number of on 64 bits, and if you have a floating point number on 64 bits as well. If you say U is equal to F, and you do a cast, right? So you cast, so you either do like a conversion like F64, U64, I'm so sorry, U64, like that, or you use the cast operator, which is basically, as we just read, the exact same thing, so like that, cast. But if you do transmute, is going to be something that actually is kind of annoying to do in C, but it is possible. Is going to treat the bytes, the bits, the bytes of the float. Never. I'm answering to that person right there. No, I don't use Jenna. What the fuck? Why the fuck would I? Why would I do that? No. If you want to sell something, you're gonna go very far away. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. Right. So transmuting is treating the bits of the F64 as a U64. That's what it's doing. It's not doing any conversion. It's literally copying the bits. And like casting does. That's the difference. And if we transmute config, which is a string, transmute as an array, a slice, my bad, of bytes, well, we can say UA. It's really the same thing. It's going to treat that string as that, which might be a bit weird, but essentially we have to do that because config is a string, and string is as far as I remember, I think string is literally defined as a distinct U8 slice like that. I think that's how it's defined in the base thingy. And I think there is some attributes like private. It's not private. Like I think it's no cast or something like that that makes it impossible to cast it. We have to explicitly transmute it. We can't convert it. It's for some other reasons, because config is also treated as a stream of runes, which this is not, right? So there are multiple things like that. We can actually go and investigate in base why it's like that. So we can do in base, and I suppose built-in. We can look for string. Maybe it's defined here. Probably. I'm not sure. It is actually, and yeah, it's a compiler thingy, so we can't actually exactly see it. But I think that's what it's supposed to be internally, but or at least inside of the string there is such U8 slice, and that transmutation works. Doesn't matter why, doesn't matter how, it does work. Okay, so that's what we do. We write here. This can actually error out, by the way. As far as I know, we're not even catching the error here. We're doing a lot of unsafe stuff here. Oh no. And that's fine. We're going to, right now, because this is like a draft, we're going to assert that the error is nil every time. So error that is equal. What? Oh, okay, that's the music. Oh my god, that was weird. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Let's specify os.create maybe even. Like that. Normally my headphones, when I don't have them on, they don't make sound. Like, there is a little switch on the side here that, actually let me do that. There is a little switch inside of there that gets triggered when this is pulled. I don't know if you can hear it, right? And when I push this down, there is no sound. And sometimes when I put it down, this gets like in an in-between, and I can hear the music and I don't want to hear it because I'm focused. I'm focused. So is it good? It is good. Is there any lag? Sometimes there is some. Oh. Okay, it's good. It's good, it's good, okay. This is not create, this is write. Right. I could have lined up, but I'm not gonna do that. It'd be weird. Also, you need to verify that create, it's not you. Fuck. Yeah, create. Yeah, you written the file. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Okay, just reopen configuration.odin because I fucked up. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it, right? And if there is an error, we don't really catch it, which is assert for now, which is fine. And yeah, I think that's it for this specific part. And we just return user config path and true. Right. In the case we're not in as a super user, right? I mean, we might be root, but when we use sudo, there is a difference when you use sudo when you just root. When you just root, you don't have a bunch of variables that are set, and that's different. But if you're not super user, but just like if you're not a user as a super user, but just a super user, you're gonna go there. But then if you're a CPU user, you're not gonna go there. Kind of an exception here. We kind of need because I don't think it would be safe to just create that. Right. So instead what I'm gonna do in this situation where you're the super user, because I don't want to write as the super user in the home directory, I'm just going to print out print. So we're gonna do dandy.log. So dandy is the build tool, I suppose you could say, of the whole application. By the way, it's public. I'll show you in a second, but I've already showed it multiple times. It's kind of like at Soding's knob.h, but for Odin, because that's what the Odin community hates, and I felt good doing what people hate. Maybe we'll do the same for Gleam in the future, but people would be happy about that. So I don't know if I'm joking. I probably will do it eventually. Cannot find. I guess we could actually prompt to create it in NC, but we're not gonna do that. Cannot find default cannot find configuration file. Configuration file. Dots. Actually, that should be an error. Actually, you know what? Let's put that here. Can even put it as a warning. Warning. There we go. And then here, Dandy.log as an error. I can actually answer that question a bit more completely. I did in the past. I don't anymore in any substantial way. Cannot create a user configuration file as super user. As the super user. I don't know. Ethics? I think that's an enough a sufficient answer, my friend. Like, I don't know. Okay. You know what? Okay, I'm going to ask an AI this question, right? AI. What are the ethical problems with modern generative AI? Question mark. I'm gonna ask that to an AI model. I'm gonna ask that to oh yes, Claude, used by the US government to bombard Iran. Right. We're gonna use that. Alright. So we're not gonna read everything, we're just gonna read the key points, right? So training data consent. So yeah, data collection without explicit consent. So basically stealing, arson. Companies are stealing from everyone on the internet. So yeah, the consequence of that is copyright infringement as well. Bias and discrimination, generative AI systems inherit and amplify biases. So sexism, racism, and stuff like that get amplified by AI, and that is true. Misinformation and deepfakes, I don't need to go off for that. Job displacement, it is a problem, but not as much as we can think, but it is a problem nonetheless. Opacity and accountability, yes, black box decision making, that's a big problem. Even in the army in the US, it's used as a fucking black box that decides things for you, right? And you're supposed to trust it. And many are trusting it without verifying the black box. And it's not a plane, so you're not supposed to do that. Environmental impact, it's impacting the world as much as, maybe slightly more, I don't know, but at least as much as all other data centers. It's just adding on data centers, especially adding data centers in places that are already poor of water, and data centers, especially for AI, are costly in water. But because places where there is no much water are also very poor, they're very open for data centers to open because it's big money, but also big loss of water. But it's money, so who cares? Countries enough power, of course, right? Capitalism and autonomy, that's debatable, but at least the rest I mostly agree, right? So even the AI will tell you that using the AI is not ethical. So like, yeah, I think that's enough. I could go on about why. I could make even a thesis if it was needed, but it's not needed. If you wonder why you should stop using AI, I think it's a bit too late for you. But I mean, if you're wondering why others are stopping and not you, that's the problem. If you are wondering why you should stop, well, I just told you the reasons, and I hope that they resonate with you, at least with your humanity. And if they don't, well, that's your problem, really. Cannot create a user configuration file as the super user. Yep. As file when ran with sudo do as dot nope, yes, dandy.log dot equal please create a system-wide one in, we're gonna put some colors here, let's see, yippee. No, that's giving my actual files. I don't really like that. Config.ini or a user oh god, really? Level 1 at actually I guess I can use %s slash no, the AI you are using, lots of people are using either Claude or Copilot for those things, right? Actually, any AI. Those AI are still stealing, not themselves, but the company are stealing to make and train those AIs. And the models, whether they're running on your PC or in the cloud, were trained in huge data centers and are still being trained in huge data centers, which pollute, and pollute. And also destroy jobs as well. That's actually something true. And destroy lives. Because it is grabbing water from places where the people are already thirsty as fuck and dying of thirst. So whether it's coding AI, image AI, ChatGPT, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is. It is generative AI. And in the modern world, there is, for the moment, no way of using it, personally at least, I think, ethically. There is no such thing. No, and all the open source AI models are not open source. Literally. So, Open Source Foundation, I don't remember how they called exactly, but they define what's open, yeah, exactly. Initiative. Right. Licenses definition, yes. Open source, they have a page on that. Open source AI. Read version 1.0. I'm just gonna read the key elements. Right. An open source AI is an AI system made available under terms and in a way that grant the freedoms to use the system for any purpose and without having to ask permission. So that's something that exists. Study how the system works and inspect its components. Some of the open AI models don't, the open source model don't allow you to do that. Modify the system for any purpose, including to change its output. That's not something you can do with any of the actually currently open source models, for the most part, especially for LLMs. Share the system for others to use with or without modifications for any purpose. Not really a thing either. There are exceptions, right? There is that, I think it's Wellgood or something like that, that exists, yes. And there are for image diffusion, open diffusion and open and stuff like that, using stable diffusion, that exists, that you can train yourself, and sure, that does exist, but it is not the norm yet. .config slash ep slash config .ini. There we go. And then we have to unravel. So actually, I forgot. We need to do cyan reset, cyan reset. So then the cyan, then the dot reset, then the dot cyan. By the way, we could actually, if I don't want to do that, but we could theoretically encode those paths as URLs or URIs, I suppose, right? If you didn't know, in ANSI, so ANSI, Escape code, in Xterm, where the fuck is it defined? I missed it, I'm sure. Where is it? I know it's somewhere in here. Yes, link. There we go. Yeah, it was introduced by iterm, but it's a non-extreme thing, my bad. But when you do escape, this link and then st, which is defined prior to that, you can have your terminal highlight links and go to them. Pekun is such thing. So if I do Pekun Kitty is such terminal, and with new shell, you can see that if I hover over those, it does that. And if I click, it opens the image. That's pretty cool. I wish it did something a bit differently because I'm in the fuck? Because I'm in Kitty. I wish it did like iCat, that picture, right? But it does not. But that's okay, right? That's fine. It is absolutely fine. I tell you, fine. I tell you. Anyways, I just had an idea. I guess I could extend my ls thingy to open pictures, so that won't work, right? Well, especially not this one, but this one. I don't. Okay, so then you did not read anything about me. No, I am currently unemployed and unable to pay my rent. I am not paid for what I'm doing. I wish I was, but I'm not. So if I do that, it does that. But I wish what it did was open a new something like that. I think it was. I think it were using like Kitty, maybe REPL or Kitty terminal tab maybe, and does like kitten iCat and then the path, right? So ep png. Can't you like expand this, my friend? You can. You absolutely can. Cool. It doesn't last for long, but like you can make it hold if you do something like sage c, and you do that, and you do and cat. There you go. Right. I could do something like that, maybe. Maybe not tab, but instead window, right? Like that. So it's right there, and I can just do that. I think that's something that would be worth doing, or at least making that a command that works with my ls command. I think I want to introduce that. Let me go add a to do. I can't actually, but that's fine. I'll have to cd back into. I'm already there actually. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Great. I just went back. Good. I still need to work on the navigation with this because if I do enter here, and I don't know if I can echo. I guess I can echo like this, or I guess I can do that. I'm in SRC, right? Which is great. But then to go back, I have to explicitly move up and click on the dot, or search for dot, but like I have to do that, which is a pain in the ass, in my opinion. So there's some work to do on this. Don't know if I will stream that, but whatever. Dandelion. Dandy, right, just like this. Eventually I could make them URL, so you can click and it opens your editor. That would actually be practical. That would be freaking practical. Wait a minute. Huh. Yeah, that would be amazing. Okay, let's just return an empty string and false. An empty string is, so it's a string view, right? So it's not even a pointer. It's more or less nil. But because string is a special slice of U8, I can't just say nil, because nil is a valid slice, but it's not a valid string. Strings are special U8 slice. So I think that's why transmute makes sense here. I would actually need to ask that, maybe why it's transmute and not anything else. Because I think if you slice between two distinct maps or slices, it works, but not string, because string is unique, I guess. Which is fair and square, Okay. Does any of that even compile? I don't know. So to know, I'm going to go in context. And so I guess that should be context, not env anymore. Context. And I can call that context. But I'm going to leave it as EP. I'm going to import what's it called already? Yeah, config. Right. Okay, so let's try to build it using the EP itself. So let's do EP. Doesn't compile. Okay, path does not exist. Okay. What do you mean? We set the current buffer as a grep. That. Oh, it's in CMD utils. Yeah, okay. That's a bad place. I need to move utils out of that, but for now it won't do. Ooh. That's a whole lot more errors than I thought. Config refers to... Why? To what? Oh no. It's because it's cyclic. Oh my god. You know what? Yeah, so it's like utils. Yeah, the utils refer to context that refers to config that refers to utils. Essentially. That is the problem. Okay, what is it using? From utils. YN prompt. And I don't think it should be in there. That's the thing. I don't think it should be in util, or at least in command line utils. I guess it is command line utils. Fuck. Shit. Why does command line utils depend on context? They should not. Oh. Ah! That's awfully annoying. Okay, the only solution I see is to do as I thought and move it into Dandy directly. Maybe we can do that right now. Yeah, so let's just integrate that into Dandy, no problem. Handy dandy, as we say. My bad. Boom. Okay, And yes, the questions bother me, by the way. This is not an it's not about me, it's about the code. If it was about me, people would donate me, but no one does, so I suppose that is never about me, and that's fine. It's about the content. We're on a social platform, right? It's always about the content, and that's fine. I can embrace that. Escape the arguments. I have to do that, that's true. Maybe we can do that right now, actually. I don't know. P. Alright, so we don't have to prefix anything with dandy. Just... and boom. Right. And I wanted to do something else. Yeah, I wanted to make which one is the default selectable in there. Interrogating, that's what I want to say. No, that's okay, but you can talk about other things, like... Again, it's not about me. Like, you don't go watch a movie. I guess you kind of do for the people as well. I guess I am part of the content in a way, but it's not like an FAQ. If you have questions, just keep them in mind until I do an FAQ, which I will probably do. Or, well, I already have a lot of things in my FAQ, which I do have one on my old Clodberg right there. It's not feature complete, but I suppose I could add to it. No! I think that's because of my theme, but that's funny. That's supposed to be Forge Joe theme, icon, but this is good. I should add things about. Oh god. I guess I should extend on it in the future, right? But right now that's fine. So if you have more questions, you can just go there. It's not even up to date, but that's fine, right? Are you and other people watching? I don't know. Is anyone else watching? That's a really good question. Maybe, actually, maybe. It says 2, and you are not 2 people. Are you 2 people? As anything? I hope you're not. Okay. So... I think we should have, like... That's annoying. I kind of want an inline enum in there, but you can't inline enums in our parameters. I don't think we can do that for pretty good reasons, but yeah. Why if we just say your mom, like... default y. Yeah, let's do default y. It's gonna be true. Right. And if... So, yeah, we're gonna do that. If... Let's put that here. Dumb fuck, no. Use tabs. If... default y, else... we're gonna have the exact same. But the opposite. I mean, I suppose it could also be default none. And I meant to do that. I mean, true doesn't have a type, so that's interesting. Because true doesn't have a type. It's called an untyped bool for a reason. That's interesting. Anyway. So... I'm gonna return true here, actually. And here we're gonna do if default, I guess we're gonna do return default y, actually, right? That makes sense. Because if default y is true and you just press enter, which is what this means, in that case, it's pretty straightforward. It just means that you want yes. But if the default is no and you press enter, that means you want no. So we return false. Okay, that's fair and square. That is fair and square. And I suppose we never actually break out of it. Just gonna do return false, actually. Right? If we go over the amount of tries, I could even print that. So, dandy dot actually just log info or maybe error. What does sudo say, right? Because I mean, I might lose my account if I do that. I mean, not lose, but just lock it, which I don't want to do. Fuck, that's annoying. I just want the error message that sudo prints. Maybe I can do like... I want to look at the strings. I know they're in here somewhere. And I'm sorry for what this probably is doing to the compression. Now, where the fuck is the string data in this bullshit? Ah, okay. We have all the formats. Ah, shit. Fuck, okay. Really? Oh, because of p error, probably. Probably. Ah. But yeah, okay. Fine. Let's get rid of that. What about sudo rs? Config, not config, cargo, bin, where's sudo rs? Sudo, ready? Where's sudo rs? I have it. Oh, is it in bin? Oh yeah, okay. Come on. Really? Okay. Max tries reached. Let's do percentage d. Percentage d. And that's just gonna be max tries. Max tries. Actually, let's do something like 0 and 0. I think that's how you use that. I will need to verify. I don't exactly remember the printf syntax because you can use the %, like the C printf syntax, but also the Python syntax, which is annoying because I need to remember both and I only know one of them. Right. Equivalent to %v. Yeah, but I know you should be able to pass a number. I hate you. Gonna try. I might be wrong, but I want to try my theory because I think you should be able to pass the argument error. Especially because this is actually an array of any. It should be able to do it. Maybe it doesn't do it, but it should be able. I have this little test here. Let's take him. Let's do fnt dot print. Yeah, we can do eprint fln, sure. And let's do this. So let's do that. Right? So, and here we're gonna put 6, 7, because we're funny and not outdated. Gonna put a 0 here, 0, and a 0 here. Right. Okay. Actually, on both of them, we're going to add a very interesting something because that's gonna help us. Let's also add 1, 2, 8. Right? And let's replace here the 0 with a 1. Very important stuff. Very important stuff. And we're just gonna do audin run map.audin as a file. It does work. It does freaking work. If I do nothing, so it prints the extra, I'm going to... That actually helps us, but let's remove it here. Let's remove it here. There we go. Right, so in all of the cases, we have 6, 7, and 1, 2, 8, right? And the first one prints 6, 7 because it goes in order, right? And the second case, it does 6, 7 because it's the 0th. And 1, it does the first. So that's good. Now, what if we chain all of those together? Like this. What if we do that? Let's also add, of course, new lines. That also works and doesn't print bullshit. So this does not consume it. That's what I wanted to know as well. It does not increment the internal cursor. Great to know. I can actually do that. I guess that would also work. But let's be very explicit and do it like that, which is not something, as far as I know, is doable with the printf syntax, specifying the arguments. Actually, yeah. Wait. Oh, you can, can't you? You can with this awful syntax, but let's do that because I want to use C-like syntax for the non-color format arguments. So let's do percentage 0. Right, let's just do D here and let's do percentage 0. D, like that. There we go. Max trace reached and then return false. There we go. That feels right. Okay. And now we still need the both of them, right? But we don't have this here anymore. So if we go into config, we can actually get rid of this dependency. But we need to introduce a new one, but that's fine because it's an external one. And that's dandy, of course. Handy dandy. And the Y and prompt, we're gonna do dandy. Right, and same in main, where we also use that YN. Right there, that's gonna be in dandy as well, dandy. We have to, because I closed it, we have to reset this file type as grep. don't want it to make. I don't want to make it the default because I might regret that. Context is not the type. Oh god. Shit. We need the context type in the config. But we need the config in the context. I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to need the context in here. That is not debatable. But I am not going to need the config in the context because the configuration is something we're gonna do only in main. That's really important. Right? Shut the fuck up. That's really important. Most things should be imported in here in main, and main does the things. I need to track of that in my stupid fucking brain. Let's go in config. And let's define context as an alias to context.context. That's a lot of contexts, I know. And you can name OS. We have to import OS. OS. Just like that. Call exists. Yes, it does. Might not be that. It might just be exists. Did I? It's here. Exists. Oh, yeah, it just exists. My bad. That's because of the PHP of last time. Fair enough, it's because it's you that wrote the path. Make env, yeah, because I renamed it, I think, didn't I? It's make context. Yep, again, because it's just exists. Parameter max tries on mix missing. It should have a default, then. I guess I fucked up in the copy. Or when I wrote it. I don't remember. Where's Dandy? I closed it. Dandy log. Oh yeah, it should have a default. That's my bad. Or return within a procedure with more than one written value because... Ah. Aha. Makes sense. Annoyingly makes sense. Alright, so we're gonna have config path, which we're not ever gonna shadow. We're gonna have OK, which we can't shadow because it has an index score in front of it. Simon count. Oh yeah, because write also returns the count, which we don't care about. Or I guess we can do n and assert that n is also equal to the length of config. That's also fair and square. Okay. Yeah, because it's not that, it's because I do need to do this instead. Okay, that's better. Parameter context is missing. Yeah, so I need to do context. Okay. Actually, I should give it a pointer to the context. I don't want to copy that struct. That feels a bit dumb. Let me pointerize you with a pointy character. That's just why it's the caret, by the way. It's because it's pointy. Pointer, pointy. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Oh god. Delete Yeepy. Ah. Yeah, you're right. I don't need to do that anymore. I don't need to do that anymore. Because I'm not finished. You can do an early return like that. Yep. Alright, that works. So I'm gonna need a little break, chat. Chat. I need a break. I need a break because I am falling apart. Oh yeah, that's a little drawing I made. Another one. So this is lips, and this is the same but open. It kind of disappeared like it's and that. With a bit of lipstick as well. It's not very visible because it's all in red, but I used this little marker. There you go. Barely visible, but kind of weird. So I need Vada. I need Voda. So yeah. I'm gonna go grab some Voda, some water. I'll be right back. So let me make a little timer. In 5 minutes. With a title. I don't remember. Yeah, let me do A in 5 minutes. Okay. Filling my bottle back. Okay. Alright. So let me do this. Let me do Boo, I'm back. I am back. What am I making? That's a great question. That's a great question. Bullshit, I'm making my package manager. Yippee. So it's based on Git, so essentially you just give it link to a repo and it will try to install it for you. And we're working right now on the configuration and on the a bit on the command line as well, right? So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to extend the break a little bit because oh, maybe I double in and maybe a bit more at like, I don't know, 7. So like, maybe I can like increment. I don't think I can. I don't think I can't. It's fine. Because I need to breathe up, you know? Like sometimes you have moments like this where you're like, your brain is overheating and stuff. And I'm in such moment right now. Let me listen to the music as well a bit. There we go, so we have it right under loser. There we go. So how are you all doing? Not very lousy today, everyone. What a shame. Also the link to what we're doing. There we go. Is it readable? Yeah, whatever, not my problem. Oopsie. Oh wait, no, that's my right. Hmm. My phone is discharging. That's problematic because I kind of need it. I don't think we're going to extend that session too much because I'm getting tired as well. So yeah. Let's finish this part and yeah. We'll see if I want to continue, but that's probably not. Okay, so if I do get config in main right now, what happens? So before the logo and stuff. But no, that's not what I said. What? So let's go. Let's do that. Yeah, right. I do a little yeah, there we go. That's because I did this. And to give it a context. So let's define the context a bit earlier. Oh, it's not gonna work. We need to make the context first. Yeah, so let's do context. Okay, let's just... It's gonna want home. So let's predefine that properly. What else does it want? I think it also wants the... I don't remember. Context... home is SU. Okay, so for now let's set it to 0. EP that is SU. Which is the default, but still. It is SU home, that's it, okay. Great. So I think that's all we need. So if I try to compile it now. Oh, I still need to keep it. Running? What? Oh, pressed on U by accident. On U. Missing argument. Is that so? Okay. And we also can notice a little bug here. Look at that. Interesting. Let's do that. Suppose it fails. Interesting. Okay. Is that the problem with Dandy itself? Doesn't seem to be, but it might. Okay, let me just do... Or maybe a bug with war. Sandy.log info. Actually, we do better than that. That let indeed log as enum values. And fatal with an arrow out, so that's perfect. Oh, what the fuck? That's a problem with Warn that I never noticed. What about outside of Automino? Oh. Yes, it's a problem specifically when is city-wise true. Okay. Never realized that. That's an actual bug. Oh yeah, indeed. Two spaces here. The rest is good. Yeah, but it's just Warn. Okay, it was Warn, not info. Good to know. So now, this is fixed, but there's another problem, missing arguments. Again, and then debug, but this one is not released, so it's fine. Missing argument, let's go over them. We have prompt. Right, we have prompt. Oh. Have to be careful with that. I should be using os.join path. So we have prompt, dim, reset, green, reset, dim, reset, red, reset, dim. Fuck. But that's true, it's always append, so that's my bad. I should not do that here. And here I can say yes. Runtime assertion os.create. Really? Feel like though. Oh, I should make directory first. That is true. Is it using it? Okay, so I need to use this. In all cases. Right. So where do I do create? Here. I need to give it a parent directory. So this. Okay. So let's do os dot, I think it's not dir name, but like something very akin to that. It shouldn't be in there actually. It shouldn't be in like path. Not Odin. Ignore that bug. Let's do that. I think that's what I want. What? It was split path. Path? Can't put it there, that means their name. I think it was their, and then the thing. It's user config path. Right. Pretty much, and that should fix it. No need to free anything here. Yes, and I should probably print something. Yeah, I should probably save, like say, dendy.log info file percentage saved successfully, exclamation mark, and it's gonna be nj.cyan. It's gonna be user config path, and then the dot reset. Right, and I forgot something. I forgot to close. Very important. There we go. That should fix the other problem. Of course, we need to still free it. Yeah, of course. Okay. Oh, 5%. Damn, that's gonna be a short one actually. It's fine. I can live without an iPhone anyway, so I can continue after instead. But here let's actually do percentage S. And let's do user config path because we created it nonetheless, right? Yes. Okay. So let me inspect it. Ready? There we go. Yeah, it created it. Amazing. I don't know how well that's gonna parse. I never really used the encoding thingy, and I don't think we will today anyway, so. True. You do that in here actually. How so? Oh, it's not. Okay. Be careful here because this is an allocation error, which is not the same as the other errors we might have after that. Might be unhappy, by the way, about that fact. Close the liquid dumping. Okay. We're good. And does not recreate it, so that's great. Okay, let me do rn. Let me redo that. So it's not gonna work. Yeah, couldn't read from std in. We don't error out because I did not catch that specifically. Also, it's printing the error here. Not great. Would have that. I have to fix that as well. Yeah, so if std in is like closed, we need to do something else. Yeah, unexpected EUF. Dandy, where's Dandy? I'm blind here. Yeah, so we need to append a new line here. That's very important. Actually, that didn't really work. Yeah, which makes sense. So let's do there we go. And now let's do that in the Red Bull new. I can say no, by the way. And that's it. Or I can say yes. Okay, so we did that, and that's pretty good. So we're gonna stop here. I might advance on it. I'll probably announce it, the advancements on my Blue Sky, because I'm still on Blue Sky for now. But yeah. So my Blue Sky is in the description, but I'm also going to re-give it right there if you want to check it out. There is nothing much as of lately, well, some banger, but yeah. So we're gonna stop here, everyone. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for being part of this awesome journey about programming and discovering ourselves. I am Mova, your local and only Transvam kitty, and out. I don't understand. I said 3 seconds. Oh. That's how you do it. Okay. I understand now. Alright, so see you everyone. And I don't know what else to say.